I feel like the president right now. Keep it going. Because I'm like delivering from the... Never mind. Hey guys, how's it going? Today we are going to be doing the quick notes reference version of the Ackie Monitor Care Guide. If you want the full Ackie Monitor Care Guide where we go in depth, it's 20 plus minutes, that will be in the top right, but this is the essential information you need to know and the essential stuff that you might need to reference. So let's get to it and we'll talk everything essential to Ackie Monitors. So let's first talk about enclosure size. I would not keep adult Ackies at anything less than a 5 by 2.5 foot by 4 foot enclosure. My enclosures are 6 by 2.5 by 4 foot, and I think they work great. Now, if you want to start in something slimmer, like a 4 by 2 by 3, that would work up until 8 months. But around the time of sexual maturity, you're gonna really want to upgrade them. They will take use of all space you give them. If you don't already have an enclosure built, I have detailed plans for how I did my DIY ones, so check the description for that Google Doc. As for substrate, I would give a depth of nothing less than 12 feet.
Wait, what was wrong with that one?
12 feet.
No.
As for substrate, you want to give at least 12 inches, and that's only for males. Females are going to need more because even if you don't breed, they can lay infertile eggs, and they're going to need at least 1.5 foot of substrate to do that. So I recommend aiming for 1.5 foot just standardly, even if you have a male, and if you can, offer closer to 2 feet. As for my substrate makeup, I do 2 parts organic soil to 1 part play sand, and that has worked really well. Any type of substrate option you see, at least in the US, for Ackie Monitors will include those things. Now, if you're having some humidity issues or retaining moisture in the substrate, since that's really important for Ackie Monitor substrate, then you could add something else in the mix, but essentially the bare bones, you're gonna want organic soil and play sand. Temperatures. Ackie Monitors require some of the highest temperatures you will see for, Why?
You're having like an inner monologue with yourself.
Temperatures. For temperatures, Ackie Monitors will require some of the highest amongst reptiles. I offer a high end of 160. Now, not everybody likes to offer that high. If you could offer a high end of something in the 150s, even 150 itself, that will be good. Ultimately, you will want a basking gradient of around 135 to 150 degrees, especially in the 140s, that's their sweet spot. I also like to give the low end temp. Low end temp, I like to keep midday around mid 80s, and nothing less than low mid 70s at night or when it's really cool. Now, a lot of people ask what wattage I use and what type of bulbs I use. I use just halogen floodlights that you can get at a hardware store. I use 80-watt replacements during the winter seasons, the cooler seasons, and then during the summer seasons, I use the 60-watt replacements. I talk about my Ackie Monitor FAQ, most frequently asked questions, in a different video, so check the top right to see more on that. UVB is also important to offer, and it lights up the enclosure as well. To help light up the enclosure, I put a 6% Arcadia bulb in the front of the actual strong UVB. It doesn't really give off that much UVB, but it does help light up the enclosure. A little behind that bulb, I have a 14% Arcadia. Now, you want something 2/3 the length of your enclosure, so my enclosure is 6 foot, so I went with the 4 foot one. So I would at minimum make sure to get one somewhat powerful UVB. Mine's the 14% because the closest distance my guys can get to the bulb is over 15 inches. If it could get 12 to 15 inches, you'll probably be fine with the 12% bulb. One of the biggest topics about Ackie Monitors is humidity. Now, obviously, where they live, it could get very dry, but they survive in a lot of microclimates. And these microclimates, they have pretty high humidity. You need humidity for them because it helps with their sheds. It's really important. But what's not super important is the air humidity. I keep my air humidity somewhere around 45 to 55%. When I first rehydrate the soil, it'll be a little bit higher, around like 70%. But usually it's around the 50%, blah, 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 blah. But yes, usually it's hovering around the 50% mark in the air, but the humidity counts in the substrate. So yes, that's where they could get most of your humidity in their substrate. The first several inches going down, they'll be pretty dry. But once getting through that dry barrier of substrate, you should be reaching some moist substrate that holds a burrow a little bit better and someplace they could dig down to help with their sheds and enjoy some higher moisture levels. Remember to offer a wide range of hides as they can be microclimates in themselves on on the surface, that helps a lot with humidity. Another big topic, feeding. These guys are primarily insectivores, and I would only offer insects to these guys. Eggs, pinkies, I would not offer that in your standard Ackie diet. Now, a female that just laid eggs, you can offer her a few pinkies to rebound, but that's really the only acceptable time. I like to focus on the big three for my Ackies. That's superworms, crickets, and dubia roaches. Now, if you can throw in more from time to time, that's great. I usually mainly focus on the roaches since they're the healthiest, but offering a diverse diet is super important, so feel free to go crazy with insects, but make sure their main staple is the healthiest one. Make sure to gut load these feeder items at least 2 to 3 days before feeding them to your Ackie. I use Fluker's high calcium cricket diet as a gut loader, and that has worked well. Of course, you want to put some calcium on your feeder items. I feed right now 3 times a week, and I use calcium every time. At least once a week, I will put in calcium with D3, the rest are without. So yes, a quick note on the amount I feed. My guys are around 2 years old, and I do 3 times a week, but closer to baby age, you're gonna want to offer near every day. I can't really say how often you should feed your guys, but make sure they always have sort of a food drive, always motivated to eat. They will eat anything they're offered, so they will eat past what they should. If you want to see more details on Ackie Monitor supplements, I have a video on that. Check the top right. And the last main thing I want to talk about is water. Ackie Monitors have been shown to get primarily most of their water through their food, but I do offer a water bowl somewhat deep. I probably should change that to something less, but I still offer a water bowl, and you should too. Also, actually, one more note, cohabbing. Now, I used to be very anti-cohabbing in the beginning. I had a little run-in during the height of hormones when they were going through puberty, where one of them got their finger bit off, and that really scared me for a while. Now I have my main breeding pair, Asus and Dell, together, and they've actually been exhibiting some really cool behaviors. If you are just starting out taking care of Ackies though, I would not start by cohabbing and getting more than one. Learn their behaviors first before you get into that aspect of care. And that's my quick notes guide to Ackie Monitor care. I hope this is a good reference for you guys. I saw a lot of value in doing a quick care guide type of video. I was thinking of even doing it shorter, but I really don't think I could do a true Ackie Monitor care guide less than the amount I just used here. So real quickly, I want to shout out Houston H, Angela L, Herb M, and David T for supporting the Patreon. You guys too can support the Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Check the top right for that information. We got a lot of cool merch in the Teespring store. Check the description for that link. 4 different designs will be to the left of my head or to the right of your screen. And like I said, that's about it. Let me know if you like the condensed version of their care guide, and maybe I'll do that for some of my other species. Again, I thought there's a lot of value to this, and I hope you guys enjoyed it and will take something away from it. See you guys later.